It all gave the DOJ exactly what they wanted. Have Trump look like a sloppy criminal who was just mishandling top secret documents. And it made the DOJ look like the good guys for raiding Mar-a-Lago.
Okay, I'm as much of a fan of simply stating facts as anyone. She said all that stuff as if it wasn't true. But hold up, Jeanine Pirro, I understand that you're gazing at the news through a haze of Sauvignon Blanc. But did make him look like a sloppy criminal, not physically sloppy, not because the papers were on the floor. Nobody thinks that. Shut up about that stuff. But it was sloppy to commit the crime so much, to do it so blatantly, to just leave them in an unsecured place. And does it make the DOJ look a little bit like they were justified in raiding him when they found the evidence of literally hundreds of crimes? Yes, it very much does. So if you're gonna want to distract from the substance of this, if you're gonna win over people, you're gonna need to come with a little bit stronger evidence than just recounting what actually happened, but implying that it's not a bad thing. But that said, before we jump into our discussion, there is a little bit more to her theory, her attempt to distract. Listen to this.
If you're not convinced this is just another witch hunt, well, new reports say the DOJ is waiting past the midterms to reveal any Trump charges. This is a blatantly political move. The DOJ has a policy of not bringing charges against political figures so close to an election. But they don't have to charge Trump in order to affect the election. The simple act of raiding the former president's home casts a major shadow over the Republican Party less than 3 months before the midterms.
God, our show is bad and she's so bad at delivering this stuff. But so they're not going to bring charges before the election. And that is proof of them being political. As if, Ben, were they to bring the charges forward before the election, she'd be satisfied with that. There is literally nothing they can do that's gonna satisfy her. Every move they make is going to be obvious proof that they're being partisan. But what do you think?
Yeah, it's incredible how they always want it both ways. She ended her little speech. I typed down this quote. She said, and I quote, "I remember when Democrats cried foul when it comes to open up an investigation right before an election." Right, so that investigation played a large part in Hillary losing. And all of them said that it was totally fine. And so if it was right then turnaround has to be fair play and it's gotta be right now. What's fair for one side has to be fair for the other. So, and they're not even opening, and they're not even bringing charges before the election. She literally says it both ways, and you're so right about her poor delivery. And that's the real power of great satire. Is all I see is Cecily Strong now on SNL doing, "We're back here with Justice with Jeanine." You really hear the extra drunkenness of her trying to focus beyond that. But every quote she says on that whole rant on her show generally, but on that whole rant was literally just stating facts and doing it with a little bit of indignation in her voice. Another quote, she said, "The simple act of raiding the former president's home casts a major shadow over the Republican Party less than 3 months before the midterms." Yes, because the Republican Party has aided and abetted Trump at every turn. You're going to be cast a shadow upon based on the actions you decide to take. Yes. They're a party, they don't have to be beholden to one person, they choose to do that. So basically she could have also just said, "The simple act of raiding the former president means, we probably should have second guessed our support of him, but too late."
Yeah, if they ditched him following the January 6th, he still would have stole the documents, but it wouldn't hurt the Republican Party nearly as much. But they've decided to hug him. Thus, when he slips below the surface of the ocean, you're gonna get wet. That's how that works.
Yeah. And still now, they could say still now, okay, this is a little bit too much. There's government secrets there. We don't want a shadow cast over the Republican Party. So this is too much. We're gonna support DeSantis or whatever other bad person who's just not quite as outlandishly bad at this point as Trump. And then you're good. You're good for a couple years until he goes off the deep end. But they're choosing to make the bed that they're sleeping in.
I agree with you on that, and also I miss Cecily Strong too.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.